What's your name?
Lara
Surname?
Croft.
Lara, your father's gone. You can pick up where he left off. I see so much of him in you.
Brilliant.
Hello, Sprout. If you're listening to this, then I must be dead. I found something. A tomb called the Mother of Death. If Trinity succeeds, our world is in danger. Promise me you will stop them.
I promise. I think I know where my dad went.
That's right in the middle of the Devil's Sea.
It'll be an adventure.
Death is not an adventure.
Let's talk about Tomb Raider. That movie that everyone wants to be great, but we're not all positive it's going to be. Let's take a look at the trailers, the cast, the directors, and the writers, and talk about what we've seen out of the trailers so far. So, looking at the plot so far based off the trailers, it looks like our heroine, Lara Croft, she appears to be off the grid, and she's come back. And I'm going to guess it's because her father is dead. That I don't even need to give you a spoiler alert if you've watched a trailer. If you even watched the beginning of this video, it kind of talks about it in the trailer. So she's come back, and it looks like she's in some kind of, almost like a board meeting. I guess she's talking to a couple people, and she finds a key in a puzzle box. She turns a lock, opens a door, finds a video recorder, and inside of it is a message from her father, which to me is just a little corny. I feel like I've seen this done in a dozen movies already. And he warns her of an organization called Trinity and a tomb called the Mother of Death. He says the world is in danger, and she promises to stop them. So this seems to be her call to action, and to me this seems to be a little bit corny. Just because I think there's been a lot of movies that have started this way, and I'm just hoping the rest of the movie isn't kind of like this. So it's a bit cliche. But it is a movie about raiding tombs. So while I find the fact that the tomb is called, the Mother of Death, or maybe that's the island name, I'll give that one a pass. It means, we're talking about raiding tombs here. They have to be kind of called that. I don't think they really can call them something else. But we'll wait to see. But so far, I'm not too impressed with that. I'm a little bit concerned. So let's talk about the cast here. You have Alicia Vikander, who I think is actually a pretty good choice for this role. You've seen her in Ex Machina, The Danish Girl, and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I have seen those, and I thought she was great in all of them, especially Ex Machina. And I actually really liked The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I thought it was a good film. I hope to make another one. She actually seems like she's getting pretty prepped for this role. I mean, she looks ripped in it. I mean, she's more ripped than I am, although that's not saying much. So I hope she does well in it. I think she's a good choice. Also, her dad is played by Dominic West. And while that may not seem like it's important considering he's dead, it looks like there might be quite a bit of flashbacks in it. I mean, a lot of the plot seems centralized around her father. She comes in contact with the bad guy, looks like quite a bit, and she's already asking about what he knows of her father. So we may see a lot of flashbacks to him. And this guy is played by Dominic West, who, if you've ever watched The Wire, he's been in that. He also was in 300. And then you have Walton Goggins, who plays the bad guy. He was in The Hateful Eight and also The Shield. Directing this film, you have, and I'm going to butcher this name, Roar Uthog. Now, he is a Norwegian film director, so he's kind of new to the United States, and a lot of the films that they mentioned about him are Norwegian films, so I'm not very familiar with them, but he's also did The Wave a couple years ago. So for writers, the main one to this is Geneva Robertson Dworet, who has no previous work. She is currently working on Sherlock Holmes 3 and Captain Marvel. So although I couldn't find any of her previous work, let's hope she's good, because I want those other two movies to be really good. So we'll see how this one goes. So right now, if we're looking at the cast, we're looking at the director, and we're looking at the writers. and we take into account the script so far from the trailers, guys, I'm a little concerned, and I don't want to be concerned because I really want this to do well. But let's just keep going. So looking at the trailers, the visuals look fantastic. I love the visuals so far. There's some very, I would say, light CGI. I mean, let's compare this to like a Pacific Rim or like a, another heavy, I wanted to say Star Wars, but some people would like hammer on me for saying that's CGI heavy unless we're talking like the prequels. But the visuals look pretty good. Alicia Vikander got ripped, which I like the dedication behind that. And they're obviously trying to go off of the video game success. So some of you might know, but there are some very, very successful Tomb Raider video games out there right now, which if you're a video game person, if you haven't played them, they're really good. But that's what they're trying to sell on. There's a big market right now of people trying to turn the current video game franchises into successful films, and they have not been doing very well at that. Like the most recent Assassin's Creed was, if you didn't know, was based on a video game, and that movie just, it tanked, in my opinion. It was horrendous. They just did not do it right. I loved Michael Fassbender. I mean, it's Michael Fassbender. He's a fantastic actor, but it just did not do well at all. So hopefully this one's better, and that's what they're trying to do, because there's a lot of money in the video game industry, and if they can finally get a video game turned movie to be a success, people would be happy. So there's a lot riding on this. So as you know, I judge a lot by the trailers. I'm a big proponent that if the trailer is good, the movie is going to be good. So I have hopes for this, but to be honest, I want to say it's going to be good, but I'm not excited for this as much as I want to be. When movie companies are creating a trailer, they show a lot of flashy points for the movie to sell you on the movie because they want to get you to go. So for example, and I'll show a clip of it here in a second, they really emphasize this jump of her on this wing of the plane where she jumps and it falls out beneath her, and I'll show it right here. In this clip here, they're trying to really like wow you and like, it's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, like I have to go see this movie. But to me, this is just completely underwhelming. Like this just doesn't, I thought the jump from the boat like earlier in the trailer was more impressive. And this to me just doesn't like, I don't find it that impressive. I feel like there's been a lot cooler moments in other films, and it just doesn't make me want to go see the movie, and I don't find it that impressive. So to me, it's a little bit disappointing overall in this film, and it kind of makes me concerned that if this, in these moments when they're putting it in the trailer, they're putting their best stuff in here because they want to make you go and see this movie. So they want to put the best stuff they can put in here without giving away the film. And if this is what the best they got, then I'm just kind of concerned. So also within this, they're trying to show moments at the end of the trailer that, when the trailer ends, they want you to just like walk away from it and be like, wow, I gotta go see that movie. And so I'll show this clip here.
Can't be too careful these days. The world has gone bloody mad.
I'll take two.
So this ends, and in my opinion, this is so corny. I don't even know what to do. This is just beyond, like, I just want to slap the person that did this. This is beyond corny, in my opinion. This is so cliche. I feel like this is just, how is this done anymore? Like, people nowadays have seen so many, I've seen this so many times that we're just tired of it. Like, we want originality. Like, we don't want to see this kind of stuff anymore. So I don't want to preach it or anything. But this just, again, makes me concerned about the dialogue for this film. And that's really just a big part of this film. I'm excited for the movie. I like Tomb Raider. Like, I was a huge fan of the originals back when Angelina Jolie was in them. Like, they weren't like the greatest movies on the planet, but they were fun movies to watch. And, parts of them were definitely corny too, but they were more like, those were 90s movies, weren't they? Maybe early 2000s. But I just look at what we're seeing here now, and I really want to like it, but I'm very concerned for the dialogue. I'm very concerned for parts of the action and the plot behind this. It just seems like it's very, very cliche. You know, like girl's father dies, he leaves behind a message, and now she's going on this journey to discover what she can about him and fulfill the promise she made to go on this mission for her dead daddy. Like, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he ended up being alive. Like if he just left a message so she could come and rescue him or something. I don't know. It just the whole thing just seems kind of cliche. So hopefully it's not. I really wanted to like this, and so I have a bet going with this guy I work with. Actually, it doesn't work. He left. He was my work best friend, and he left me, and now I'm by myself. It's terrible. But I have a bet going with him where I think this movie is going to hit at least 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I have to say I'm a little worried. If I lose, I have to buy him Chipotle, and I really don't want to buy him Chipotle because it's not about the Chipotle, it's about being wrong. And I made the bet before I really investigated a lot about this movie, about like the directors and the writers and everything, and now I'm a little bit concerned. So now to the portion of where I bet what this movie is going to be, and if I had to take a stab at it, well, in honor of my deal, I'm going to say 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, but if I had to take a real guess, I'm going to say guess like 55%. But let's vote for 65 so I get my free Chipotle. So, all right, guys. So let me go ahead and wrap this off here. Let me know what you guys think of the movie after you see it, and then let me know in the comments below what movie or show you want me to make a preview of next, and go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel here so you guys can get a lot of great content in the future. Have a great night. Go see your favorite film and check out the movies this weekend. There's a lot of good ones.